Sometimes someone you love stabs you in the back when you least expect it. And then you fall. And your heart is broken. And with much strength and great determination, lift yourself up again.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait a second. I know him. I know him. That's Geralt. That's Geralt. That's Geralt. Alright, enough kidding around. Thronebreaker. It is a game in the Witcher universe that you probably, maybe, haven't heard of. It is not nearly as popular as the rest of the Witcher games, but it's great. It deserves more attention. It should have had more attention on launch. But this is why this is considered a hidden gem. Hidden Gem is a game that you may not have heard of, but we think is very good. We think you should have heard of it. So we're telling you now. We'll just show you the overview, the review of this game, and just show you that it's a game worth playing. So, do you like the Witcher series? Do you like the Witcher universe? And specifically, do you like the story in the Witcher universe? If you do, you're probably going to love this game. Or, on the other hand, you really like card games. If you do, you're going to love this game. One or the other. You either really need to like card games, or you need to like the Witcher universe. If you like both, you're home, man. This is the game for you. So let's go. Let's dive into this thing. Let me show you why this game is worth playing. Let's go. All right, Thronebreaker. I was super excited for this game when I first played it. Another game in my favorite gaming universe, The Witcher. So let's get started. We're going to say new game, and we have 3 difficulties. Adventurer. One of the things you'll notice there is you can skip battles if you want to. Battle Hardened, which is like your middle ground, and then Bonebreaker, which is definitely a more difficult experience. I really like the gameplay. It is a card game, so it's not for everyone, but I must say that it grew on me so much. When I first started out, I was like, it's okay, but I soon got into it, customizing my deck and really getting pulled into the story. The voice acting is phenomenal. The story is amazing. Honestly, one of the best stories I've experienced in a game in a long time. We're going to skip the intro because it's quite long. You'll see a lot of cutscenes like this. The characters kind of just talk to each other, and you can make dialogue choices that will impact the story. Alright, let's move on. Alright, unlike most card games, this game has a world map where you can explore, you can move, you can find things, you can make choices about how you want to progress through the game. And what you do really determines what cards you get, what battles you run into, and it definitely does impact the story. And like I said, the story is so good that I actually really cared about trying to make choices that would result in characters staying with my army and, you know, not having them die on me in the story, stuff like that. Like, I really actually cared because there's some cool characters, which you'll see a couple of them. So here, we're running into an ambush. Bandits trying to attack the Queen's army. The main character, Meve, M-E-V-E, that's the main character. So we don't follow Geralt. But, we do run into some of the characters in the Witcher universe. I won't spoil it. If you like The Witcher and you like the world and the characters in there, you will run into some of them, and they're really cool, some of the interactions. So here, we're in the battle, just starting out, and we have 4 rows you'll see here. That's the bottom, the one right above that, and then there's 2 more above that, which are the enemy side. So on the bottom end is where I play my cards, and at the top is where the enemy is going to place his. So he just placed his first card, and I'm going to go ahead and place mine to gain strength. On the right side, you'll see that number 3. That means he has 3 strength. You'll see the card he placed down has 3 strength, so it's giving him a total of 3 strength for his entire army. I have 0 because I haven't placed anything just yet, but at the end of the round, the one that has the most strength is the winner. So as I place this down, you're going to see I have 5 strength on the right. And if the round ended like this, I would win. Sounds simple, right? It is so much more in depth than that, because we're just getting started here. There's attacks. It's not just you place a card, I place a card. You can damage specific cards, kill them, weaken them, and in this case, I'm going to buff this card here using Meeve's hero ability. I'm not sure if that's the exact name for it, but it's an ability like the hero has, the main army leader. As you can see at the top left, that bandit is kind of issuing commands. The fight you go up against will determine who, what abilities they'll throw at you. They'll have different abilities, and you get to customize your guys, your army, to not only change the cards, but change the commands you can input. Some of them are attacks, some of them are buffs. As you can see, that enemy just pushed my card to the bottom row. That's considered the range row. That will change a lot of stuff. It'll determine like some abilities your cards have. This card allows me to attack an enemy card. You'll see I damaged it. And now, if you look at the right, we're both out of cards, so we're going to end the turn. I'm at 25 strength. He's at 11. That means I'm going to win this round. And again, this is the tutorial, so they're trying to still teach you the game, which is what I'm doing as well. So this will... Bam. I won 1 of the 3 rounds. So first, the 2 is going to win the entire fight, entire battle. So another round is going to start, and more cards are going to be drawn. For now, it's 3 cards, but there's modifiers and stuff that is like, hey, you can draw 5 cards at the start, So things get very interesting as you can adjust your deck to be a lot stronger. And it's not just the humans. Like, this is a human army. If you know The Witcher, you know that there's beasts and mythical stuff. You get to fight them and have them in your army, and it gets really, really cool. You can make some strong decks.
There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die. Catch 'em all!
So, this guy, place him in the bottom row, and he will do damage to the enemy. I can shoot that card. And that card I placed, that Arbalest, it does damage to enemy cards based off the amount of cards in the same row as it. Keep in mind, cards have armor. If you look at the top row, those 2 cards have 2 armor and 3 strength. So if I do damage to those cards, I win. There you go. But if I did 3 damage, I would actually only do 1 to the strength because they have 2 armor to reduce the damage by 2, and then 1 remaining point will hit the strength, and that'll lower the total strength of the army, which would hopefully lead to a victory or a little bit closer. So after the battle is a little bit of a discussion, some good story. Like I said, the voice acting is great. Honestly, it's some of the best voice acting I heard in gaming in a long time. And I pick apart voice acting a little bit. You'll see me or hear me mention it in games sometimes. Like that's an area of complaint, but the voice acting, I have no complaints. Every character does quite well.
I do adore this prospect.
Yes.
Pretty nice looking game. I really enjoy the art style of this game. It's unique. It's almost comic book-esque a little bit,
After 3 weeks in the saddle,
3D comic book, I guess.
I've my doubts.
It's nice.
The pitch
It's
count
nice to
here.
look at.
Our
Easy on
soldiers
the
need
eyes.
respite. A spell of it they deserve.
So this part of the tutorial is going to bring us to the camp system, which is also cool. I like this. You can upgrade the camp. You can have access to more cards here. You can craft cards. Here it's saying, hey, upgrade your tent so you can have access to the map, the world map, which I'll show you after this. So we're going to go ahead and spend the gold and lumber at the top right that you see. Bam, just spend some of that. And I am now going to be able to progress a little bit further. Wants me to go to the command tent on the left. Here we go. And this is where you see your entire deck. Now, tutorial wants me to click through the continues, doing it at a decent pace so you guys can read it if you want. But I'll describe what's going on here. So the cards in the dead center are cards that are equipped already. They're like grayed out in a way, saying that, hey, these are cards that are available to you, but you already have them. And on the left side, the bottom left side, you'll see Field Medic, the Pikeman. Towards the bottom left, those are the cards that are in the deck already on that left side. And you can recruit, and it's kind of like crafting, but it's recruiting because it's supposed to be, you know, people. And here you'll see the Wagenberg, odd name, but at the bottom you see, hey, recruit. I want more of these cards. So you can get more of them for your deck. And this isn't the only way to get cards either. You'll get them through specific side quests, making specific choices in dialogue, you know, recruiting people rather than executing them or turning them away. So that's the army I have, my entire deck at the bottom left side. And at the top left is Meve. You'll see it says longsword because later you get to customize her. She has like a different weaponry that you kind of equip her with, and it'll determine what she gets to do. So you'll see order, boost an ally by 4, give me 1 armor. You know, that's what it does right now. But later on, like I said, you get to completely change how she acts and what she brings to battle. So lots of customization. If you're interested in that type of deck building stuff, it's cool. In this mess tent, we can talk to characters, learn a little bit more about them, and gameplay-wise, this impacts more than just the story. You can learn the character's backstory, but some of this is long, so I'm going to go ahead and skip through this. And here you can see there's a couple choices there, right? These choices do matter, and I hate games that... I hate to take a shot at you, CD Projekt Red, considering I'm talking about one of your awesome games. I hate games like Cyberpunk, where very little choices actually impact your story. CD Projekt Red did a great job in this game when it comes to that aspect. Your choices matter a lot. They will completely change the story and who's with you at the end, who's standing side by side, shoulder to shoulder with you fighting your enemies. They will greatly change it. And the characters in this game are so cool that some of them you really do want to keep. We'll get to one of those towards the end of this video. I'll show you one of the cool dudes. So one of the things we unlocked is the scouts down at the bottom. So you can see the entire map of this one area. And if I pay the scouts 50 gold, they'll tell me where stuff is on the map, what I want to look for and check. And that's easier than just exploring, but you can certainly explore if you want. If you want to avoid paying that 50 gold, which is something I always did. I always took the time to just kind of explore. Plus, I really liked the map and the graphics, so I enjoyed it. I enjoyed just exploring. This is a little shrine that raises your army's morale. At the top left, you'll see like a little yellow icon. Bam, flip to green. Now my cards got a boost to their stats. So all the cards, which gives you a little bit of advantage for any additional fights. So, like I mentioned earlier, this game is certainly in the Witcher universe. Necrophages, if you're a fan of Witcher, you'll know exactly what these are.
I won't allow it.
They're some of the beasts of the Witcher universe. So we're going to go ahead and enter to our fight with these gross beasts. They're eating some of the corpses left behind by a previous battle. And here they're going over the trophy system. That thing at the bottom there, that banner, the Lyrian banner is a trophy, and those are always active in every battle. They'll immediately be placed on the field, but later you get to have more than one trophy, different trophies, and there's also weather effects. In this battle, there's fog. So you see those 2 rows at the bottom. There's fog in play, and that'll buff or debuff and provide all sorts of different effects to the battle. So get you thinking, get you strategizing. A Foglet. So again, if you know the Witcher universe, that should be an enemy you recognize.
My spirit's willing and how, but these damn
Speaking of which, Witcher 3 is getting a remaster. I'm definitely going to be making some videos for that. But I'm going to stay on topic, I promise. So, here, just a little bit of lore in the battle. There's not always this much talking, but like I said before, this is still like the tutorial area. So, that'll change. So I'm going to go ahead and buff this card. See, it just got a huge buff, and on the right side, you'll see 14 versus 5 right now for the strength. He just went up to
Piercing
9,
look true.
but I'm 14.
But
So
they
if the
bleed
round
just as we
ended
do.
now,
Onward.
I would win.
Slay the filth.
I'm gonna go ahead and bam, shoot that. It did 3 damage because there's 3 cards in that row. That target had 2 armor and 1 strength. That's obviously a total of 3, and that kills the target. Won the round. So there's 3 rounds per battle, like I mentioned before. That was round 1. They're telling you here that trophies remain on the field between all the rounds, so that's
There's a
cool
time to
little
reap, a time to sow.
thing to take note of, because you can get some strong trophies. So we're going to go ahead and place the Arbalest again, and this card, if you read the text on it, it does damage based off the amount of cards in the same row as it. But if you notice, that ghoul is out of range. I won't actually be able to attack it because it's on the back row, and I'm placing the archer in the back row here. One other thing you can do is you could attack your own cards, and there's cards later with effects like when attacked, inflict damage to all enemies, so you can like purposely hit your own cards with like weak attacks. Really, I don't know if bizarre is the right word, but out of the ordinary strategy you can bring to the card game.
They lose all instinct to survive, feel no pain whatever.
For me, card games, they're not that appealing. There's got to be like one other little thing with it that kind of makes card games sit well with me. In this game, it's part of the Witcher universe, and the story is incredible. That's enough for me to be like, yep, I'll play the card game, and that's what kind of got me into it at first. You know, Witcher, great story, I'm in. But I started really getting into the card game. Really started enjoying this. Might seem a little dull right now, but I'm telling you, it gets nuts. 15 cards on your hand, the whole field's filled with cards, thinking about your next move. Here we're going to pass on purpose because the enemy is obviously crazy strong in this round. So we're going to take the loss on purpose, and you'll notice at the bottom, I kept one of the archers, the arbalists. So now I have 4 cards in my hand because I chose, hey, I'm going to pass rather than trying to fight that round out. And I'll win it in the last round. So now it's 1-1. That's the little crown indicator on the right. See the 2 crowns? And they're half filled. That means we each have 1 win. So whoever wins this round is the winner of the entire battle.
My salts. Where are my salts?
This card's cool. So this card will do damage based off how much armor it has. So if you get a lot of armor increasing stuff, you can buff that unit. You can get stuff like, hey, 10 armor to a single card. Well, great. You put it on that card and then you have it attack. It'll hit all enemies on a single row for 10. It's a really good synergy and strategy that you can employ later on. So as I place this Arbalest down, again I'm going to be able to shoot, and it's going to add 1 armor to that Wagenberg card there, because every time you place a card in the same row, it gives 1 armor. Then you can shoot with that card, and it sacrifices its armor to do damage to every card on the enemy row for that armor amount, but then you lose that armor. Here, this is like a unique card, Reynard. He's one of the characters we saw talking earlier. He, when you place him down, he replenishes the attack, so now the Wagenberg can actually shoot again. So he's got an additional order now, which, bam, you can use it. You hit both cards in the back row. And now I could pass and I would win the battle, but I like to salt the wounds a little bit and shoot him again. There we go. When we end this, that'll be the end of the battle, and we will win.
Victory is ours.
And the spoils of war. You can pick up some loot. And of course, there's lore if you want to read that. Alright, moving on. Alright, before we close this video out, I wanted to show you one more thing. Here I'm changing the difficulty to Adventurer, that's the easiest difficulty because I want to show you how you can skip battles. If you prefer to just enjoy the story and kind of play it like a Telltale game,
Make haste!
rest in peace Telltale by the way, and you just want to enjoy the story and see what's going on in the Witcher universe, you can do that. By the way, on the right side of the screen in the background, there's a guy peeing back there. Just thought I'd point that beautiful scene out and draw some attention to that. So,
Who have we here?
in this scene, we have bandits that attack the nearby area. Gascon, this guy,
See you, then kill you.
he's a wise ass, you know. He's a cool character. He's a bandit with attitude, right?
Tis I they dub so, and in other pleasant ways. Prince of Pariahs, Thane of Thieves, Baron of Brigands, and Marquess of Mendacity.
Colourful titles all. Yet you omit one. Common cutthroat.
I beg your pardon and cry foul. I am anything but common.
See what I'm
You
saying?
get excited, Caldwell.
Cool character. He's
Where is Lord Clayton?
Sadly,
he's
my
a
lords,
bigger
always
character in the story
turned
if
us
you
away,
want him to be.
denied us hospitality.
This is what I mean by choices really do matter. You can make the right choices and really
Promptly met a tragic end.
push to have more characters in the story longer
I've heard enough.
or with you till
To
the
arms.
end, and
Attack!
it's really cool. It's really cool to see. So Gascon, one of the story elements here is he's a bandit, but if you make the right calls, he may join your crew, your army, and help you out if your goals kind of synergize and match,
Oh,
right?
lads, what say we throw this queen a ball?
He's like a dirtier Robin Hood. So here, I'm gonna hit escape and forfeit. But at the bottom there, you see skip battle. If you choose to do that, it will automatically count as your victory.
Well played.
I
can't say the
personally
same for
don't
you,
really
Peter.
like that. I like the challenge. I like working my way through the
Down
battles and
Valyria
kind of,
now, where the hangman will
I don't
have
know,
his way.
earning my way through the game, through the
Splendid.
story, right?
I've ever wished
But
to
hell,
see the
no shame in
capital.
it. If that's what you want to do, go for it. Here we see this text on the left is a little yellow, a little darker. That's like the main choice to proceed through the story. The white is, it's not as important. It's not like an important choice, but it's more dialogue. So if you ever see more than one
him
yellow
away.
option,
As soldiers,
that's a
they
choice.
stood Duke
You're
of
saying,
Dogs in
hey,
shackles.
I want to make this choice or this one. So be wary of
A
those
messenger rushed in,
and
sweaty,
really think about your
gasping
choices.
for air, smelling of smoke and blood. His gaze spoke terror.
Your Majesty, graces. Nilfgaard crossed the Europa.
Nilfgaard, those
Blood-clad
bastards.
Villages
That's right,
burn.
Nilfgaard. Like I said, Witcher universe, right?
Nilfgaard.
So maybe you've been playing some Witcher 3 or 2 or 1 even, or you've been watching the Netflix show. That's right, we all hate Nilfgaard.
Dravagrad.
And they're here.
Blasted all.
And it's up to you to take them down.
You're to take
You
a
have what it
fresh
takes.
mount. Ride hard back to your commander and say the Queen comes to repel the foe.
Your Grace, begging your pardon, our force. We aren't many. Let's send for reinforcements first. Elsewise,
Reynard, I've seen Nilfgaard's trebuchets at work. Should we delay until we're stronger, they'll leave no stone standing in Dravagrad. We must ride for the town at once.
Well, that's Thronebreaker for you. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that thing. Hopefully you enjoyed that lovely, lovely game by CD Projekt Red. Certainly a smaller project than some of their other games, but I actually enjoyed it than one of their more recent games. I enjoyed this game a heck of a lot more. I have nothing but good things to say about it. Really like it. Highly recommend picking this thing up. If you even liked even a little bit of the story thus far, trust me, it gets so good. And if you want to maybe catch a special appearance by someone special that we all know and love in the Witcher series, you might want to play this game. He shows up for a little bit. So if you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up, hit the little like button. Please subscribe. Really, really, really helps us out. It's really what we're pushing for right now. We'd love to see you guys support the channel a little bit more so we can keep these videos going, keep me motivated to keep throwing out more content for you. And before we leave, the RTX 3080, you know I'm going to push this thing every time until it's done and in one of your hands. RTX3080 giveaway. Head to oathboundgaming.com and enter the giveaway today. Don't miss out on this one. But if you do, we'll have more giveaways. Maybe not on this scale for a little while, but it's a good one. Enter. Come on. Take this baby home. I want to see one of you guys with this thing. I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Skidda!